Your personal brand isn't just a logo, a tagline, or a clever marketing hook. It's who you are at your core. It's how you think, it's how you make decisions, and it's how you show up in the world, both personally and professionally. And building a brand isn't just about a strategy, it's about alignment. And that requires something much deeper: self awareness, resilience, and the willingness to grow and evolve. Now, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a guru, but I am a builder. I've built two very successful businesses, worked through failure, I faced my own demons, and I'm still in the process. I'm still refining, I'm still evolving. So each week on the Branding Lab, I'm going to break down the lessons, the insights, and raw truths that shape not just great businesses, but great leaders. In this roughly 10 to 15 minute monologue, I'm going to share the stories and the insights of my own experience and the deep conversations with CEOs, founders, and thought leaders from all over the world. We're going to uncover the patterns, the decisions, and the shifts that separate those who grow from those who stay stuck. Because here's the honest truth: if you're not evolving, neither is your brand. So let's get into it. So I've been playing around with this concept that I want to talk about today, and it centers around this construct of life being messy. And I'm calling it Life is Messy, and that's the point. And it might be a blog post, but right now it's just going to be a short video. And I wanted to sort of begin this conversation around something that I've learned in the last 40 some years of my life, is that life is indeed a messy ass mess. And it's not perfectly curated like my lawn that I spend hours on every day, keeping it super green and weed free. It's not some social media highlight reel that we're sold to every single day. I mean, if you turn on Instagram or LinkedIn, everybody has these perfect lives. It is beautiful. It is painful. It is joyful. It is heartbreaking. And sometimes, most of the times, it can be all of those things at once. And that's the whole thing about the beauty of it, is that there isn't a flaw in the system per se. Because I hear people ask, like, why does life have to be so difficult? I don't think that's a flaw. I think that is, in fact, the system itself. It's the wins, it's the gut punches, it's the fallen loves, it's the fall out of loves, it's the moments that you have throughout your trajectory that light your soul on fire. It's the people and the places and the things and the experiences and the travels and all of those things. It's literally the nights that you wake up in the middle of the night wondering, what is the point of all of this? And that is the very point. That is the very fact that every single experience we have, every single moment we have, they sharpen us. Every success, every failure, every heartbreak, it teaches us who we are, what we love, what we fear, what we're capable of, what do we stand for, what are our lines and sands, who do we want to surround ourselves with, who do we need to be, who do we want to become, and what can we survive and what we can't. And that's the whole idea of this messy ass life. And running your business is no different. Living your best life is no different. In theory, it sounds really easy, but in reality, it's a mind fuck. And every single day is this new wave of new challenges and new setbacks and new experiences. And you have zero context for most of it, and you're just sort of learning on the fly. And when you think you figured it out, when you think you have it all figured out, life hands you a brand new plot twist that you never even saw coming. And it's not real. It's not linear. It's not logical. It's life. That is the very point. And surviving that mess, thriving inside that mess, doesn't happen by accident. It happens by choosing two things in your life. Well, probably many more than two. But if I had to narrow it down to two of the things that help me survive the messiness, I would center them around self-awareness and putting the right people around me on a regular basis. Because many years ago, I didn't do either one of those. And I ended up on this treadmill, and I had my blinders on, and I was working in the corporate prison, and I was marrying somebody I wasn't intended to marry, and I was doing all these nice things on paper, but they didn't add up to my soul. They just didn't fill me up. And it's kind of crazy. You don't survive life by pretending. Like I was. You don't survive life by pretending that life is perfect because you have a lot of money and you have a big house and you have cars and all these things. You survive by getting to know yourself so damn well that when the world gets really, really loud, you can still hear your own voice. And that requires self-awareness. That requires mindfulness. And that requires surrounding yourself with the right type of people. Surrounding yourself with the right type of people who build you up, who inspire you, who don't break you, who give you accountability, who give you a reason to show up every morning. And if you don't have those two anchors, if you don't have self-awareness, if you haven't taken the time to get to know who you are and what you stand for, the mess will eat you alive. If you haven't taken the time to surround yourself with people who inspire you, who lift you up, if you've built a business you don't even like, you're going to make wake up one day living someone else's life, not your own. And you won't even know when you get lost. And that's the point. And that's where self awareness comes in. That's where your circle comes in. And these aren't just nice things to have. In my opinion, these are your very survival skills to make it through this thing called life. They are self awareness, and your people are the rope you're going to grab onto when everything else feels like it's falling apart. And it will. Trust me. There is nobody who has gone through this life and said, wow, that was a perfect trajectory. Wow, I had this straight line to from here to there. Every single step of the way, every single moment of your life, there is a polarity, there is a duality, there is a good, there is a bad, there is a light, there is a dark. You cannot know one without the other. And that is the point of life itself, is to experience all of these things, this messiness, this squiggly line, these ups, these downs, this construct of a multi-leveled trajectory. Because in the process of doing all of that, that's where you learn. That's where you grow. That's where you expand. And I'm not saying this because I have it all figured out. Trust me, I don't. I'm saying this because in my experience for 40 some years on this life, after winning, after losing, after scars, after success, after failures, after businesses that didn't work out, after marriages that failed, after relationships that dropped, whatever it is, heartbreaks, victories alike, I'm finally starting to understand the point of everything. It's in all of that life actually builds who you are meant to become. And it's not about surviving the mess. It's not about circumventing the mess. It's not about avoiding any of it. It's about learning how to live fully present inside all of it, because that's where your power is. Messy isn't perfect. Messy isn't easy. Messy is not failure. It's the birthplace of everything worth fighting for.